Okay. 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 I. Here we go. Here we go. All right, guys. Okay, guys. Doing this for the Discord fam. Let me just first of all say that this is for training. This is not financial advice. If you are a new trader, I highly suggest you do not do this. If you are comfortable with reading the market, if you're comfortable with fibs, or you're comfortable reading candles, this is something you can think about. Okay, I hesitate to do this because I think maybe a lot of new traders are going to try to employ this strategy and they're going to get their asses kicked. But if you want it, some of my people in Discord asked for it. Well, we'll give it a go. Again, this is just for training. So here we go. US30, you can see we're on US30. So for this scalping strategy, I think I should explain a few things first. We're going to be building fibs. We're going to start on a higher time frame. Okay. We're going to mark off two areas. We're going to mark off 50s and 618s, and we're going to mark off 786s and 886s. Okay. This is where people are going to be entering the market. Either that be buyers or sellers. This is where they're going to sit. Okay. So we're going to start on a higher time frame, and we're going to look for those areas. We're going to work our way down through the time frames all the way to the 1 minute. I know people who do this on 30 seconds. This strategy is not my strategy. This is your boy Dak Days from the Board 8 Solana Club. You guys can find him on Twitter and any other social media. If you want to know more about this strategy, perhaps contact him via the Board Apes. Go buy a Board Ape on the Solana NFT chain and go for it. If you want to know more about that, you can look in the comments. Will be a link to my my dot card, and in the dot card there is a link to a Discord, which is the Board Ape Solana Discord server. And by all means, go get one of those. I'm on there. He's on there. A bunch of other good traders are on there. So this is what we're going to be doing, okay? And we're going to be looking for these two zones, and we're going to be overlaying fibs like crazy. So if you don't get it, rewind it, and this will be in the archives for all of eternity. Okay. So let's just start on the daily. Okay. Now we start here, and I want to start, and if we just look at the market in general, we can see up, down, lows, highs, lows. This is the last, and this same strategy, you know, you can use on a lower time frame, but I want to start from at least the daily. We see here, this is obviously a clear low. Okay, obviously. And the only thing that's up here is the high. Okay, so we're going to build this fib from the high to low. So we're going to start here, and we're going to build it up here to the high. Okay, so now this is on a daily chart. Now this is like November of 23. So I'm not saying you guys have to wait for this to get into a buy, but there will be buyers sitting there, and there will be buyers sitting here. You need to know that so that when we get into this time frame, when we get down here, you can start to expect some back and forth motion. So actually, I don't see. Let me just do this because I don't know why people aren't joining in this. Give me 1 second here. Live. I am live. Let's go. STRATEGY. There we go. Well, there we go. Okay. Let's close that. All right, guys. Here we are. We're building a plan. Okay, we're building a plan. Okay, so now we can see that we're miles away from that, and we need to get down to this area. So what are we going to do? Well, we can start to look for sells, but we need to figure out where. Okay, we need to figure out where. So if we look at this, okay, this is another important part of the strategy. Let me back up a bit. Let's say we pick this low. Okay, if we draw a fib from here to this swing high right there, right? I'm gonna pull the fig off to the side, but I'm gonna zoom in so you can see it. Now this same thinking is going to go on each time zone. But if we draw the fib from the bottom to the top, we are looking for at least a 50% retracement. All right. Once it hits past 50%, now we can start to look for an entry. The fibs, and this is a good example. And again, can be done at any time zone. We're just starting on the daily because that's where I started. No particular reason. Look at how this candle wicked above and closed it. Wicked, closed above, wicked, closed above. Once you see certain confirmations like this, then you can start to look for trades. The other zone is here, 78.6. It did not hit it. So if you were to take a buy right here at the 50, or if you were more patient and caught it at the 61.8, you would be nowhere near your stop loss. All right. And your TP1, I would say, would be the double top. Okay. Now this is how you could maybe even day trade. Okay. You could sit back and just let this go, and it might take it 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 days, right? But if you employ a strategy like this on a daily chart and you double top it, you're looking at 821 pips. All right. But where this is going to be a scalping strategy, you can use this on day trading as well. The thinking is the same no matter what time frame. Okay. So once you have a top, once you have a 50 or a 618, that fib now is locked in. That fib is not moving. And to be honest with you, we're done with that fib. When this fib comes from this bottom and breaks this top, we no longer need this fib. Okay. So the next push is to here. So let me delete this fib. Okay. Let me delete it. So we start our new fib here. We pull up to the next high. Well, guess what? It never came down from here to there. It never gave us a 50%. So this is not the right top. Okay, let me exit out of this. I also have another video on this called the fib, the only fib video you ever need, right? So here's the next top. Guess what? After this, it does not hit the 50. So what do? We drag it to the next top. There it is. There's the 50. So this fib is in this zone right here. There's the 50. What I say, buyers and sellers, in this particular case, buyers sit at the 61.8 and 50 zone. You could have taken this trade. Okay. You would have entered at the 618. I like the 618 better than the 50, but you know, it is what it is. Let me take off the magnet. All right. Your stop loss is always 10% of the overall move. Your TP1 would always be the double top. And there again, you hit it. Okay. And in this particular, well, let's leave this here. This is why I like using the TP for extensions as well. Here to here, remember this original fib we drew? Your 61.8 TP got smashed right through. So you would have bought here, right? I see people are starting to join in. Guys, we're just on the daily time frame only because I'm just showing you examples of how you're going to build the fibs. You can use this, and you do use this same thinking on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, there's your 61.8. Your TP1 would be the double top. TP2, TP3, leave a runner, whatever. It got smashed. Okay, there it is. There's your TP. So we're done with that one. You could have re-entered here at the 61.8. Again, your stop loss came nowhere near. Your TP1's there. Your TP2 is here. Your TP3 is there. And look, it did not hit it here. But if you also look, if you didn't, and let's just say for argument's sake, if you never broke even, you would have had a retest, right? And look what happened. It got smashed right there. So your TP3 got hit. Okay. More than likely, you would have broken even your runner, or you would have just closed it at CP2, or you would have said, hey, it's super close to the 61.8. Let me just close it now. So there's 2 successful trades. Okay. 2 successful trades. Where's the next fib? Next fib is right here at this bottom. We have to break this high. So there's the high. It does not touch 51.8, guys. And this is important. It has to hit it. I mean, it could be off by 1 pip. It doesn't matter. It has to hit it. So this right here does not count. See that? Maybe we should draw this fib just a little bit tighter, but it does not count, guys. It does not count. It's very important. Okay, so then what? We drag it up to the next high. Well, I mean, actually, if you look at this, there's the low. High does not touch high. So there it is right there. So that would be a touch. Okay? That would be a touch right there. Technically, that's a touch. So then, would you have taken that entry? I don't know, but the strategy says you take entries between the 50 and the 618, right? And you take it. And again, if you're using this on the scalping 1 minute chart, these stop losses look big because we're on the daily and it's a lot of pips. But if you're on the 1 minute chart, that's 8, 9, 10 pips or whatever. So where's your TP1? Again, would be the double top, but really you want to hit for the extensions, and there's your extension right there, the 236. So there's 3 successful trades in a row. Never came anywhere close to getting your stop loss. Now, an important part of this strategy you want to write down is 3. Once you have 3 touches on a fib, usually the fourth one, why does it sound weird now? It's going to get broken. All right. Usually the fourth one's going to get broken. I don't know what the hell happened to my sound. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure that it didn't change microphones. Okay, that's speaker. We need microphone. Yeah, that's right, speaker. Hello. Okay. Sounds a little better, I suppose. Let me turn this up. Can you guys hear me? I think you can hear me. It says what, Nick? All I see is what up, what up, what up, what up. Okay. So again, once we now have 3 successful fibs, we are becoming very cautious that it's going to break. Okay? Very cautious. So now look what happens. We have a top. We have a bottom. And look, it does not set a new high. You see? See how it does not set a new high? Now this is perfect. This is why you guys need to understand like Elliott waves and whatnot. Here we go. Down. Retracement does not set a high. Second leg, right? Third leg, and then shoots off. This is why a strong understanding of the Elliott waves is important. So then what do? Okay, so let's look at this. This is a third. Now we're thinking it's going to turn around. It comes up. Now, I'm not saying you necessarily would have taken this trade, but you probably could have taken it when it double topped at the 61.8, right? Again, you come down to the smaller. Again, eventually, I'm just showing you big time frames. Eventually, we're going to go down to the 1 minute and show you how you could have taken this trade on the 1 minute. And if you would have taken that trade on this time frame, your stop loss would have been there. Again, we come nowhere close. Your TP is right there at the double top. Then the extension, smash TP, and you smash TP2 as well. 4 trades in a row that are won. Okay, because we're thinking the Elliott wave. 1, 2, 3 push up, we're done. 3 push down, 1, 2, 3 push down, we're done, right? You would have caught that. You would have caught this second leg. You would have no idea that this was the top until it retraced and did not set a new high. All right. So therefore, there it is. There's your 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. Okay. Maybe there's one more push. So this is now the new swing high, and we draw it down to the new low, which is right here. And guess what, guys? Where's the 61.8 and the 50 zone? Okay, right there. You would have taken an entry here, and you got nowhere close. Shit, I'm going to undo that. You would have gotten, let me make this smaller as well. Okay, there's your TP in that area. You have taken another sell right there. Your stop loss would have been right there, which is way too big. This is on a daily chart, but anyways. Okay, so there to there, and your TP1 would have been the double bottom, or excuse me, the bottom. Let me make sure I have my fibs right here. There to there to there. There's your stop loss. Your TP1 would have been the double bottom, and your TP2 would have been the extension. It hit the extension perfectly to the T, and then it flipped. 1, 2, 3, and then it flipped. Okay, guys? So now look, this is the importance. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 winning trades in a row. Look, this is the importance of knowing the higher fibs as well. So we're just on a daily just because I picked that time frame. No major reason. But this is the importance of stacking fibs. Let me delete all this shit. Actually, I can just do this. Delete everything. Okay. So if we take a step back and we have multiple fibs and we kind of just look back, we could tell that this is the low. 1, 2, 3. If we just fib that high to low right there, because if you think about it, this was the previous high right here, which got broken. So you had a low, you had a high, you had a low. All this does not count because this is technically the high. Once that high got broken, that's the high. So not only are we in here drawing these small fibs and catching trades, we also have an idea of where the bigger fib is. And look, it touches the 78.6. Maybe it's within 1 pip. Maybe my fib's off a little bit, but look where the other buyers are at. The other buyers are right there. And look what happens. It hits the 78.6. Okay? You got to make these decisions as they're happening. If you're 1 pip off from hitting the 78.6, then just take it. And look, now you have divergence as well. As a low and a low, the RSI is getting higher and higher. You would have taken this trade. And then look at that fucker. Okay? Again, we're still on the bigger time frames. But you could obviously see the TP1 is there. TP2 is extension. Now look at this. On the daily chart, if people want to trade daily like this, how many pips is that? 4,000 pips, man. 4,000 pips. So you can, Nick, thanks for doing the video on scalping. Yeah. I'll be studying this tonight. Yeah. So basically all I'm telling you right now is I wanted to get to this point where this is what I want to show you, right? There's those internal fibs. There's the big fib. You need to know both, especially when we get down to the 1 minute. We're just on a daily now. I'm just explaining to you the strategy and how this big fib overlaps all those little fibs, okay? And how these down Elliott waves will end up in the TP zone, which is right. And you guys see me do this on the hourly on my charts. The TP zone for the second leg, again, I broke that down for you guys today perfectly on one of the entries we had. I don't even remember which one it was. It hits perfectly and then flips. So the second leg of the Elliott wave, you need to look for the TP zones because that is probably where on the other side, the big side, the buy zone is, and it touched and it shot off perfectly. Your TP is the double top and then the extension, and that is a fucking grip of pips. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting because now you're saying, well, Nick, your fib is from here, our top is from here. Are you telling me that we can't buy until it gets all the way down to here, which is days, could be weeks away, right? 3,000 pips away? I'm not telling you that. That's not what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is to know where this next level is. Keep this marked up on your chart and just label it buy zone. And that's going to be your first buy zone. Now, this again, the same thinking is going to apply when we're down to the 1 minute and the 5 minute. Mark it off so you know. Okay, now we can delete it and get rid of it. So now what? So we have a fib here, push up, push up, push up, push up. Look at this bottom. This is a consolidation. This is the bottom, then it pushes. Let's use that one. Now we're going to get into the 1 minute, and we'll have the charts going live, so we'll take these trades here. But this is how you want to start. Okay, since we know we're forever away, we need to sell to get down there. The market will hit it. We just don't know when. So let's build this fib. Okay. So right now we're working in this fib. Okay. We're going to mark our 2 spots off. 5618 right here. That'll be a buy zone. And we're just going to leave that one for now because this buy zone is going to get hit before this one does. So we're not worried about it now. We are definitely going to come back to this buy zone later if this breaks, but it's not going to break today and it's not going to break during this training. But let's just keep going lower, okay? So now let's go to, now we're on the daily, so let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, so we're in the same fib. All right, guys, we're in the same fib. Let's break this down a little bit. Let's break this down. Okay, this, as we know, because we drew this fib top to bottom, this is not a 50. So I'm just going to move the fib so you can see what I'm talking about. This, there to there, it never touches the 50. So again, we drag up, we drag up, we drag up to here, never touches 50, never touches 50. So again, we end up back at the same buy zone. Okay, so let's just delete that fib. We know where it's at. Now, what about this fib, and this fib, and this fib, and this fib? So technically, we're working, all right, low, high, low. Let's say I like this. This is a good strong low. Let's like this one. We pull this up. Okay. If you want to trade on the 4 hour chart, guess what, guys? It hits 7088.6. There it is. Where's your TP? Double top. Guess what happened? There it is. You're only within a pip away from a double top right there. You take that profit. And this day's not over. This could very well push and touch this. As a matter of fact, it could very well push and create a new high. This is the problem that we faced today and yesterday when we're trying to sell in a bullish market. And we are taking a very good risk. We're definitely risking selling this 30 in such a bull market, but it is what it is. So look, there's your buy. There it is. Okay. So now that we see that it's double topping, okay, we could have bought right there. Let's just keep going down low. Let's go to the 1 hour. Okay. So now what do we see? We see this fib here, there. So we know our target is down here. We need to figure out how to buy to get down here. All right. So let's do this fib. What happens, guys? If we need to get down there and we see this break of structure, there's our sell. We could have sold there. All right. We could have sold there. Actually, I take that back. Let me stand corrected. Let me delete that because this came to here, then pushed up, and then came down. So that's not the correct fib. I apologize. This, at the time, would have been the fib from here to there because it didn't break yet. So let's come down into this. All right. We don't know that all this exists, but we do know that there's a 5618 sitting right there. Okay. That would have been the sell. Again, your stop loss would have been up here. 61.8. I like the 61.8 way better than 50. I will never take a 50 trade. I used to take a lot of 618 trades. There's your TP and there's your extension. Both of them smash. There's another winning trade on a much smaller time frame. Okay, so now what? Elliott wave. 1 push, 2 push. So now the strategy says this is now the low. Okay, and this is where the strategy you would have lost a trade. But again, we can't be perfect all the time. Okay, you would have seen a double top here. You would have seen this here. And you would have seen the oversold, and you probably would have taken a trade in this area, and you would have lost. Well, I take that back. Yeah, you would have lost because, look, here's the stop loss, and you got hit. Okay, so it's not perfect. But again, it's not going to be a perfect 100% of the time. I think we've already shown there's several instances in which it was. Okay, let's just come down. Let's just get into the nitty-gritty on the 1 minute since you guys want to know how to scalp. The point I was trying to tell you through that entire thing is you need to at least have a clue of where the target is on the side. Like in this situation is pulling up, where does the market need to go to have a healthy retracement to start buying back off? It's right there. In this situation, I would still like to have this fib from here to there, just so I kind of have an idea of where the sellers are sitting if it was to sell down, which is the reason why we took this trade. Okay, let's just get into the 5 minute. You keep doing this all the way down to the time, all the way down. Okay, so let's just go to the 5 minute now. The 5 minute and 1 minute is not much difference. It's just a little bit different clarity. All right. So then, if you think this is the top, now you're in your area and you want to start looking for sells. Now look, we can come down here to this fib. What do we see, guys? What do we see? Look, right there, 5618. The 618 wicks above, does not hit it, and guess what? There it is, TP. Right? If you would have taken that sell at the 61.8, you would have hit TP at your extension right there. Again, I'm not a huge fan of that because look at how big your stop loss is. I like taking trades up here. But hey, this is not the point of this video. My point of this video is just to show you what the strategy is. Okay? So then what's your next entry? Your next entry or your next fib would have been here. And you would have dragged it to this low right there. All right. Look, I mean, it's fucking nonstop. You could have caught this 618, but there's also this one right here. All right, so let me shrink this down a little bit. There's your 7. There's your entry there. Here's your stop loss right here. Your TB is the extension. There's another winner. That's 2 in a row on this time frame, not counting the other ones. All right, so what are we really talking then here, guys? We're talking 223 pips. 23 pips. How much would you have won if you'd have had that? TP, 23 pips for 84 pips. 4-to-1 trade. Okay? 4-to-1. So then what happened? It broke. You would have had this TP, but it got into a turnaround spot, and what happened? It broke and set us a double high. This is actually a new high. Well, let's figure out why it did that. Okay? Look at this. Let's delete all this. because you need to, so like I said, we kind of skipped ahead and went straight to the 5 minute, but we needed to know what was on the other side. Okay, if we're trying to sell, where the buyer is going to be. All right, well here's the swing bottom. Let me correct this fib. Give me a second. All right, so here's the bottom. Okay, we need to know this. This is why you need to go through all the time frames and draw the fibs on all the time frames. There's a 618. It didn't. Let me make sure I have this correct. Yeah, I mean, I would like to have just seen it hold it, but it did break it. And actually, if you look at this other white line, that is the 618 on the higher time frame. So really what it did is just came down and rejected the 618 on a higher time frame and then pushed back up. This is another reason why it's important to stack these fibs, because eventually you'll see a lot of these fibs will start to stack on top of each other. All right. So then you could have, again, if you were on a different time frame and and if we weren't rushing, not that I'm rushing, but you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to explain this quickly. You could have taken that 61.8. Your stop loss is there. Your TP1 is the double top, which we hit, which would have been right there on that fib, what you got. So let's just zoom out just a bit on the 15 to see that fib again. So that's this fib. That's from the bottom to the top right there. It hit the 61.8. Excuse me, that's not that fib. This is kind of where you got to start stacking. It's this one right here, right? There to there, 61.8 right there. So let's just delete this so we can look at it better. Right? There it is. Bottom. Oh, excuse me. That's on the flip side. Haha. Well, but look at this though. When we start to think about these fibs on either side, look at how this 61.8 hits there. It hits there. It hits here. The 50 hits perfect right there. The 382 hits perfectly right here. The 236 is holding these zones. So you know that this fib from top to bottom is a good fib. It's going to respect these levels. It gives you more confidence to pop this 88.6 sell. Okay. And so now again, guys, we still think, let's come down to the 3 minute. We still think that we're looking for sells. All right. Well, look what happened. This is a high. This is how I caught a re-entry or the US30 this morning. High to low. And look what it's doing. All right. Look what it's doing. Where is our TP? Okay. Right there. Right here. Double bottom. But look at this. The 236 extension is lining up with what? Let's look at it. With the 50%. 50% of that overall move. All right? And then again, let's just say that it comes down here. You see this top, you see it break, and you know that it needs to come up here somewhere. All right? You know that it needs to come up there. Well, then look at this. Let's get down to the 1 minute. And this is how you do this. Let me delete this. We know that this is the sell area that needs to go to. 1 minute chart right there. Let's zoom in on this. So once you guys, this is it. This is where the sauce is. Once you see an internal break of structure like this, breaks up here. See how that was a high, low, lower, high, lower low, damn near double bottom because it closed above. It gave you a doji candle. This is why knowing your candles and knowing your structure, and this is where the seasoned part of the trader comes into play. Look at that doji close above. Knowing the internal structure on a 1 minute broke, right? And then you could draw your fib from there, knowing that this broke. Let's tighten this fib up. Guys, look what happened. There it is. There's our first set of buyers right there. If you would have taken that trade, even at the 50, okay, which it wasn't oversold on the RSI, I'm not saying you should have. I'm just saying, even if you want to be risky scalper, right? How many fibs is this? How many pips? 27 pips. Okay, your 236 extension is right there. It hit. Okay, so now what do we do? We just keep playing this game. Here, where's the top? Here's the top. Guess what? The top does not hit a 50. Keep dragging this top. Keep dragging the top. Right here, does not hit 50. Keep dragging, keep dragging, keep dragging. Does not hit 50 until all the way up here. So now we're sitting inside this fib. Okay, so we know that there's going to be buyers sitting somewhere inside here. Well, doesn't that kind of make sense? Clears this liquidity, gets in this huge consolidation zone. So now we know we need to wait for buyers step in here. Well, then how do we get there? How do we get there? Let's zoom in. Okay, this is live. Well, here's our top. There's the bottom. There's a retracement. Top. Bottom. 78, 88.6. There's your entry. Okay. So now that's already set a new bottom. Let's delete this. Look, and it already hit your TP right there, 236. Okay. So now what? So there's your top. There's your bottom. There's your new top. Here's your new bottom right there. Did it hit 50%? It did not. It did not hit 50%. So now we drag it to this bottom and to this bottom. Okay. Where's it at? It just hit 50 right there, didn't it? Or almost. We got to really zoom in now. Okay. So we know that sellers are going to be sitting right inside here. Does that count as a touch? I mean, it looks like it counted as a touch to me. There's another entry. Again, I wouldn't have probably taken that because it's on a 50. I like it a little bit deeper. If you enter at a 50, you have a negative R to R because your stop loss has to be up here. If you enter at a 61.8 this way, and your TP is at least the double bottom, then I think you're like at a 1-to-1. Let's mathematically figure this out. Right there, you're at a little bit better than a 1-to-1. Okay, but again, how many pips are you risking? Right, you guys are scalpers. You want to get in and get out. You want to take 10, 15 pips, whatever, leave a runner. You would have risked 7 pips. Okay, you would risk 7 pips. Your TP, really, I mean, it's double bottom, but really, if you're going to do this, I would just TP here. You would have risked 7 pips for 13 pip gain. All right, but the beauty of this is that now that you've gone to a higher time frame, okay, and you see on a higher time frame that we're in our sell area up here, you can now come to the 1 minute, all right, and look for internal break of structures. And I want to talk to you guys about candlestick formations here in a second. You can look for internal break of structures, which would be this low, right? It hasn't really broke it yet. It's kind of double bottoming on it. And look, it's going to retrace back up to this zone because this is probably the real, this here is probably the real bottom because I think that one touched 50 or it wasn't like a good touch or something like that. Maybe we could have been off a little bit. But now look, it's triple topping this 50, but I'm guessing it's going to hit this zone right here. Okay, and the reason why I'm guessing, guys, we have to use all of our fucking brains on this. Is why I don't suggest this. Look at this fair value gap. Okay, look at that. Look at that candle. So in this situation, what I would do is wait for this is letting me know, and also this has no wick. This 1 minute candle has no wick on it. This is letting me know that this market is going to come back up to that candle. So this is why I don't like this fucking strategy for new people. I don't know if you guys that are new trying to scalp on a chart can really get down and look at these fair value gaps, look at these candlestick formations, look at the internal break of structure. Oh, this doesn't have a wick on it. It needs to do this. It needs to do that. Have the knowledge to be able to break down all these fibs on all these crazy time frames and overlap them. If you can do that, and if you can practice, by all means do it. I would just highly, highly recommend that you start on a bigger time frame like the 1 hour or something and know where the market needs to go. Have an idea. So I would not be necessarily looking for sales in here. I want it to get, wait for it to get into your zone like you guys see me do, right? And this is why, this is the way I trade. I wait for the higher time frames to get into my zone. So therefore, the possibility of me being correct is even stronger. Then I can come down to the 1 minute and down to the 3 minute and start looking for trades. I'm not saying you can't do it just randomly throughout here, but you're putting yourself at greater risk because you're missing, there it is. You're missing the insight of where the market needs to go. So there it is. For you guys, the 5 of you on here, if y'all want to practice and take a scalp trade, there it is. But now look, did we just have a 3-leg down? Did we just have an Elliott wave with a 1, 2? I don't really consider that a good 3 wave. 3. There's it is. It's giving this candle a wick. We have a small stop loss. And let's see. Let's see if we can get this right there. Okay. Again, you guys are going to be glued to your charts all day long. You're going to have high stress. You're going to be fucking, oh shit, it's coming out at da-da-da-da, whatever. There's the wick for that candle. All right, there it is. Let's see if it closes below. If the 1 minute candle closes below the 88.6, I think we're good. You see it's pushing down. I'm not sure how much time we have left on this. Oh, so that candle, yeah, there it is. Just closed below the wick, below the zone. Gave it a wick, and now we should go. Now it should fall. It should. It should. And we should be targeting this. Okay? But in reality, okay, where is this next fib that pushed up? Where's that bottom? Okay. So again, let's build a fib on the other side to see where the buyers are. So if this is the last fib here, we draw this top to bottom. Okay, we think the buyers should be sitting. Look at the extension. The 618 is right on the 38.2. Maybe it's there, but really we want to see it come to here. All right, let's see if we can get this push. So there's the candle goes. All right, what's our risk to reward? So we got in at the 78.6. But you got to understand that the US30 loves the 88.6. Maybe you got a better sniper entry. We risk 5 pips, and our reward is, well, we hopefully to leave a runner down to here for 33 pips. We just did a shit ton of work to maybe catch 33 pips. This is why I don't like scalping, and the so many nuances of building these fibs with the Elliott waves, with looking at fair value gaps, with looking at wicks. This candle doesn't have a wick. This candle does have a wick. Blah 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 blah. You know, this is not easy shit to do, and you've got to be on your fucking game. Maybe this is the reversal. Because what if? And we should probably maybe look at the 30-second chart. What if that's the 1, that's the 2, that's the 3, and now that's the 1 on the other side, right? And then that's the 2, and it's going to push. But again, this is what happens when you get into these consolidation zones. And you know, technically our stop loss is still right there. So if we would have entered here, I would hate for our first example live to hit stop loss, but this is the game we play, gents. And I mean, if you also think about it too, we probably changed time frames. This is kind of a fair value gap. Like, look at how all this ran away, and there's not much sell candles in there. And also, yeah, if we want to really put some nuance on it, there's these sell candles that need to get hit, and there's this sell candle right here that needs to get hit. So I'd really like to see this thing come down, take these two out, hit this sell candle, then pop off. And then if you think about it too, what is this? Looks like a support and resistance zone, right? Resistance, broke through, found it as support, screwed around, found a support, found it as resistance, consolidated, broke off, found it as support. So I mean, there's like a little zone in there somewhere where the price is starting to screw around, and it's kind of at the 61.8. So where are we at? So that is the strategy. That is it. Start on the higher time frames. You need to have a good realization of where price needs to go. You do that all the way down through the time frames, even on the 5 minute, the 3 minute, the 1 minute. Where does price need to go within this move? And so we come down to the 1 minute. We see that it's in on the big time frame that needs to sell in this area. So it's not wrong that we're looking for sells. And we also see that this took off, and we'd like to see a retracement on this to get down for us to buy back up. So here it is. It still hasn't hit our stop loss, and it's pushing back down again. This is way too much work and way too much fucking nerve-wracking experiences for this shit. This is why I don't scalp. 5 of you guys in there, and I only see 2 comments. Fucking shit, guys. Come on. Maybe we should play some elevator music in the background or something. Yeah. That's it. That's the way you need to go. I don't pay attention to the RSI on this. You know, it was overbought. I mean, I guess you could. It's overbought here, and then you're starting to get divergence here. Not even really divergence because it stopped setting. Actually, yeah, it is. Look, it's high here, and there's your 3 touch high, 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 lower, low. There's your 3 touch for a turnaround. There it is. This needs to just come on and go. Like, this is ridiculous. Usually on the 1 minute time frame, this shit would already been gone by now. Yeah, Jay. But again, if you take anything away from this call, this is the strategy. But Jesus Lord, this is way too much stress and way too much attention. Like, how much brain power do you have for a prolonged period of time to be able to do this on US30, which is the craziest market in the world with the most volatility and the most fucking action? Like, this is, I do not suggest this. This is how you do it. This is the 1 minute strategy on building the fibs back and forth. By all means, if you want to employ this strategy, it will work for you. It will. But you've got to have the fucking patience. You got to have the understanding of wicks and fair value gaps and Elliott waves and be able to stack fibs on top of each other and on top of each other, on top of each other, and look for zones and just be on it, man. It takes a lot of brain power. Again, what would I do? What do I do? I wait on the 1 hour chart. I build my fibs just like you've seen. I wait for it to get in an area like this, and then I wait for the RSI like this, and then I pop an entry. And I could come down to the smaller time frames, right, to look for the oversold, look for the divergence, and look for all the other BS like we did right here. Look, oversold. Look, right there, it's oversold. Here it gets higher as the RSI gets lower. Take your trade right there and be done with it. Close the computer, walk away. Give it 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours. See what it does. This is crazy. All this work, and it hasn't even gone fucking 10 pips yet. On this strategy, no. On this strategy, there is no trend line. You're too far back and forth. You got to pick. You got to pick, man. I'm not saying you can't combine trend lines with fibs. You can do whatever you want, but why would you trade fibs if you're trading a trend line? Just do one or the other. Because if you're trading a trend line, perhaps you could say, okay, well, there's the bottom. There's the bottom right here. Okay, well, look, it broke. Take your entry. But we've already taken entry up here higher. We got a better entry. I don't trade trend lines because I want better entries. And I don't like them fucking wicking through me and going the opposite direction. So, I mean, I guess you could say there's a trend line here as well, whatever you draw this one. But it's going to give you even a worse entry because now this is even lower. So, why would I want to take a sell there when I know that people are sitting right here about to buy? I don't trade trend lines. It's good for reference, like on gold. When you have a trend line bounce and go, if the trend line happens to be down here in the 70, 88.6 area, and I'm looking for buys there, and the trend line's there, I'll look for a bounce and go. This consolidation in the mid-afternoon time was fucking brutal. Almost 3 o'clock. And then again, you have the good old market open on US30. We'll wick 100 pips back and forth, and good luck trying to scalp that. This is it. There's nothing much else for me to show you guys. I think you got the gist of it. You really just need to watch this video and go back and watch it again and again and again. And there is about to be your double bottom. Let me just delete this in case we see a wick here. Look, there it is. There's your double bottom wick right there. So there's your break even, and there's your TP1 right there. All right, so now this is the free trade. You just took some partials. All right, there it is. There's a win. There it goes. So I just showed you guys live how the scalping strategy works. We broke it down to the 1 minute chart, but more importantly, we were on the upper time frames. We were in our sell zone. We had the divergence. We had all these other things. And there's your TP. Look, just smashed right there. About to happen. Boom. There it is. So you can either TP at the double bottom, or you can break even at the double bottom, and then you hold it. Look at there it goes. $61.8, baby. Look right there. 61.8. Enough said. If I had them, if this pen was my microphone. Well, I know the strategy works. I wouldn't be fucking showing you if it didn't work. Come on, dog. There it is. There it is. There's our first push. You could even say that was a third push, 1, 2, then 3. So let's just put some, yeah, where we target the extensions, and that's what happened. Look, it hit the extension. It also hit the 38.2, so expect a turnaround. I'd like it to go lower. I'd like it to come down here. So now what? If now we can maybe start looking for a buy to get back up over here again for it to come back down and sell. Play the fucking game. Play the game all day. That's it, guys. Watch that video. Well, actually, take this back. Fuck that. It's another sell right now. Another sell right now. Because look. There it is. Right? There it is. What did we just wick? What did we just wick? Right, guys? Another sell right there. But look, this candle didn't have a wick on it. It came back up and gave this candle a wick too. Now it has all these wicks. That's liquidity. Come back up. Hit that liquidity. Now gone. Where's your TP? Our TP is right here, the 236, but really it's going to be right inside this zone because we're going to start looking for buys. Let's give it another minute. Finally some volume kicked in. So all this bullshit that was up here was just, consolidation, getting orders. Watch it. Here it comes. All right. You guys get the idea. There it is. Understand, and I even do this on my trading on the 1 hour. Understand where the flip side is. If you know you need to get to here, you're more than welcome to sell to get to there, but be cautious when A, you hit a third Elliott wave, and B, when it starts to get into the zone, you can start to expect a turnaround and flip. So perhaps this Elliott wave is like this. It kind of looks cleaner if you do this. 1, there's your 2, there's your third pushback. Let's see if we can get this extension, get into this, which would be the 61.8, and that's the 61.8 on the extension for this. Okay. Now I'm not saying it's going to come up and smash through. Maybe it'll just, come here, do a 3-leg up, get back into a zone, and then continue to sink. I want to see this fucker sink because I'm in shorts. I'm in sells. You guys need a comment on this fucker after this and put a star and post it places, because we just broke it down and we just hit TP live on a 1-minute scalping strategy on the craziest market in the world. Just showed you guys what's up. And if we hit TP on this one too, I'm going to go drink a fucking whiskey. I'm joking. It's only 2 o'clock. I got a pack for North Dakota tomorrow. So check this out. You guys are on your own next week, man. I'm going to bring my tablet with me, so I'll do my own trading thing, but the YouTube studio with the microphone and the cameras and all that shit ain't going to be there, bro. So it's just going to be me and the, on the job site and the hotel doing what I got to do. Here it goes. There it goes. Is that 2 trades in a win? Is that another one? Bro, come on. Bro, come on. You kidding me? Guys, fibs. The market has a rhythm. The world has a rhythm. You have a rhythm. You have a vibration. You have a frequency. Get with the frequency of the market. Figure out where it's going. The market's fucking algorithms, man. It's computer trading and high frequency trading and this and that. How do you think this shit talks to each other? It talks in fibs. And it's like, this is what it does. This bing, 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 this fib, bam, 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 bam. And it targets this shit. And this is what it does. There's your TP. There's your double bottom right there. Bingo. There's your TP. Bingo. Mic motherfucking drop. Where is it at now? Now it's in our buy zone. And that's it. That's it. All right. I think I've proven myself. I think I've proven the strategy correct. I think you guys get the gist of it. Look where it's at. It's in our buy zone and it fucking pushes. Twice live. And if we kept on this all fucking afternoon, we'd hit a hell of a lot more than 2. But you got to be cognizant of how much mental bandwidth you have for so many fucking hours. Take a trade. You look in the bigger time zones. Use this strategy. Take your main trade. Walk away. Go live your life. Let it work. Let it eat. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to do this stressful shit all day long sitting in front of your computer. Go eat. I don't suggest this fucking strategy for anybody, but there it is. It works. Gave y'all some nuggets. All right, I'm out for the day. My trades are up and they're running. I'm gonna go do my shit. That's a day. Peace. Thank you guys very much. Y'all have to fucking like and subscribe. And if y'all are in other Discords or if you're in other Telegrams or some shit, post my fucking link up and let's get some people in here because I'm the only one that I know of. I'm the only one that I know of who's fucking smashing and giving you guys all the nuggets for free. I don't know of any other person out there. I mean, they do some live calls, but they have some whack ass shit, and they don't even really give you the true sauce because they want you to fucking buy their program and they want you to do all this stuff, right? So I have 159 subscribers in the last couple weeks. I need to hit 500, because once we hit 500 and then we get the hours up, that's when I can start making some change and spending all this time. So as you can see right here, I need 500. 500. I'm at 161 actually, and I need a bunch of fucking hours watching. 3,000. I'm only at 98. So I got a ways to go. So I'll do me a favor. I will sit here and help you guys make money and show y'all strategy and take time out of my life for you guys. The least y'all can do is get on your mom's phones and your girlfriend's phones and fucking subscribe with their 2 accounts to my shit and help me out. That's all I ask for y'all. I don't ask for none of y'all's money, none of y'all's shit. Please like, please subscribe. This is for training purposes only. This is not for financial advice. But if y'all look where the 50 hit and it's fucking gone. Damn. It's almost if I knew that it was going to hit right there and fucking flip. Peace. You guys have a good fucking night. Good day.